I am here in studio with State Representative Joan Meschino of Hull, who made it here on this soggy, cloudy, foggy day. Thank you so much for joining us. Look like a breath of spring here in all green. Wow, it's July. Hard to believe it. And you're in the legislature. You got a couple of things going on. Love it when you give us an update. I wanted to ask you a little bit about some of the, and I don't know that much about it, but I know that there are some new rules or legislative procedures in place. What does that mean? Does that mean anything to the local residents?
Actually, it does. Truth be told, the rules, so we always have House rules, we always have Senate rules, but this time we actually have joint rules, and it talks about how we work together. And truth be told, for the most part, the rules really are for the members, right? And how we work and how we conduct our business. But it actually is also important to regular folks out there who are engaged in paying attention. There's a few things that they did that actually are going to make it a little easier for folks to follow along and to participate. Just off the top of my head, one piece is they now say they will give 10 days notice on any hearings, which is really important because if you're a regular person and you've been following a bill and you want to do it, everybody works. You have to take off time. You have to build it into your schedule. So now instead of having just 72 hours notice, you'll have 10 days notice. And one of our favorite bills is coming up on hearing for Thursday around the community media centers. And I tell you, just using that as an example, you should see all of the testimony that has started flooding in from the community media centers themselves, from select boards, from interested regular people. So it's just an example of how that's gonna work. Some other examples are they're gonna start posting how we vote in our. So we've always posted how we vote in session, but how we vote when they pull out bills out of committee. Now you're going to see what are the bills that got pulled out. Who voted? How did they vote? How did they participate? And that's all starting to show up on the website. So for anyone who's listening, go look at malegislature.gov, and if you pull up the hearings section, it's all right there in terms of the schedules, and there should be links to tell you how to participate, how to sign up to testify, how to submit testimony, and then after the fact, you can go back and they'll have all of the hearings archived so they can watch afterwards.
That's great. So definitely more access. Now let's circle back, as they say, to the hearing that's coming up on Thursday about cable access. If people are not familiar about what we're talking about, explain what this bill is about.
So this bill is updating our existing cable franchise laws. Right now, we all pay a fee, 5% fee, on our cable subscriptions. And as people are starting to enjoy other technology and other media to access for their entertainment, things like Disney or HBO or Max, what have you, we're proposing that those companies, those streaming services, also pay the same 5% fee into our public community media centers, all of the public access channels that we have come to rely on and to love so much.
And why is that important? If the fees continue to be cut for cable, what will happen to cable access?
Oh, cable access will just wither on the vine. Think about it, PEG, right? It's the public, it's the education, it's the government. So it's all of the local programming that you've come to enjoy and trust. It's educational. It's government is how you watch your select board meetings. And that is, those centers are going to lose all their funding. They will wither up and die. And then it'll be exclusively on the municipalities to fund that, to hire people to have those expertise, to provide those services. And right now, we've really got a rich ecosystem of all of these fantastic community media centers. I mean, my own, like Harbor Media, for example, Michelle Balcone's fantastic. And
she does a great job.
Not only are they providing all of this content and programming, they're also training the next generation of creatives, of producers, and they're training up people and they're sending them out in the world and putting them on career paths and really unlocking all that potential. So it's really exciting.
And when you're talking about a fee, you're not talking about hundreds of dollars. It's relatively small change.
Yeah, it's small change. When it would be 5%, up to 5% it would be collected from the companies themselves, right? Sort of at that wholesale level. So if you are Disney and you make money in Massachusetts off of Massachusetts residents, then you're going to pay a 5% fee, just like Comcast and Verizon do now, into a pot of money that will then be distributed to all of the municipalities for these community media centers.
Now, if people are listening, want to make sure that their voice is heard, that yes, we want to continue to be able to have this kind of cable access, what do you suggest they do?
So there's a hearing. So first and foremost, just watch. Go to malegislature.gov. It's House 91 and Senate 41. And if you look on the hearings page, you'll find for July 10th, which is Thursday, there should be a link that you can click on, and it'll give you the instructions to weigh in. So you could submit written testimony, you could sign up to testify virtually, or you could come into the State House in person. But honestly, probably the simplest thing to do is to call your state rep and your state senator. Tell them you think that this is important and that you would like for them to support it.
That sounds great. I want to ask you another question. I know that you nominated a woman from the Hingham Historical Society recently, Deirdre Anderson. Tell me why you nominated her and why she's so special. We've heard a lot of good things about her.
Oh, she's fantastic. So the Mass Commission on the Status of Women every year provides opportunity to celebrate women in public service and civic engagement, and they have an opportunity. I have the opportunity to nominate people for the Commonwealth Heroine. This year we chose Deirdre Anderson, who's the executive director of the Hingham Historic Society, largely because of the work she's doing to celebrate Mass 250th. And what they're really doing is that's different is uplifting the non-traditional voices around the Revolution. So we usually see reenactments out of Concord or Lexington or Grape Island, but they're really trying to broaden that and really illustrate and connect us to those other voices, which I just think has been tremendously successful. And she is a force anyway. When Deirdre steps forward in service, and she has done quite a lot of service in the town of Hingham, and both when her children were in the school, but even general government committees and initiatives. When she steps forward, she just makes everything better. She makes the process, the outcomes, the people around her better. She is one of those people who brings others along with her. She builds community. She boosts the morale, and she really has. She weaves that fabric of the local community, and makes it a little stronger with everything that she does. She's so fantastic.
That's terrific.
I'm a huge fan.
Again, we're talking about Deirdre Anderson from the Hingham Historical Society. Of course, something we've been following all year, the History 250th, a lot of special programs. Actually, Dan McCready, our reporter, has done many of them. So it's always interesting to hear.
Go and take their tour. They have a whole tour, and the museum looks fantastic. It really does.
That is fantastic. Now, a lot of times, of course, people maybe who are not that familiar with it realize that you're here to serve your constituents, and I think a lot of times people might think, oh, I don't want to bug him, or I don't want to bug her, but you're here to actually serve your constituents. If people need help with something, how do they reach out? What do they do?
Call your state rep, call your state senator. My number is 617-722-2092. A wonderful young man named Harrison will answer the phone. You are not bothering me. If you are trying to navigate services at the state level in particular, just call us. If you hit a snag with your unemployment insurance, or you can't get past the portal for health insurance at the connector, whatever it is, the RMV, or you just have a question about government or how things are going, or you think we can introduce you or connect you, please, if it occurs to you to call, please call. It's 617-722-2092, or joan.meschino@mahouse.gov. We
And
want to hear from you.
Absolutely. And you, like most of the other local state reps, you also have office hours where people can come and see you or someone from your staff.
Oh my gosh, yes. Mine are posted on my website, joanmeschino.com. But you can call the office or just email the office and schedule time with us as well. And don't be shy about reaching out. We want to hear from you. And we want to hear from you on the policy stuff too. We really enjoy, and I appreciate and value the resident engagement. Even if you don't think I'm going to agree with you, I still want to hear from you. I still want to hear what people are. I keep my finger on the pulse of what issues people think are important, what they think about them. I'm a big girl. I make up my own mind. I'll do the research and what have you, and try to make good decisions for the whole district. But we want to hear from you.
That's terrific. And again, we just heard from her, and that's State Representative Joan Meschino of Hull.